Hey, Rob, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Up the Goonies, Lukey. Who else is in? Hey, up the U's. You can bugger off. Evie Michelangelo's. I love it. Nodge currently throwing a We Beat QPR at home party. I have to agree. Right, let's get into it because I have got a lot to say. Not, not like I don't have a lot to say normally, but we will see. Okay, for anyone that's watching this is my channel, Fisherman's Blues, Ipswich Town fan here since 1973, which seems bloody years ago now. And this is my channel. If you're new and you like what you see, you like the way I deal things and talk about my club, yeah, absolutely. Magical Vegas, back again. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's how I feel. I feel the club is going that way. Anyway, so like, subscribe, little bell, press that. Every time there's a live due or whatever, you will get a notification. I'm just going to tilt that slightly. Proud moment of hubby, my wife, and her. If Town played in my gardens, I'd pull the curtains. Well, do you know what? Evening, Louis. Absolutely. Evening, Mike. Hope you well. Funny old season, isn't it? I had a really great conversation with my son, Josh, who may and he'll be watching whether he catches up. You can see your moves. Nothing wrong with my moves. 56 years to get to this good. You're just jealous. So we were having this discussion, and the discussion went like this. This is probably the worst championship of teams I can think that there's been involved for quite a few years. And the reason why I say that is because you've got we've got teams coming down from the Premier League, Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, that, in our case, we've spent, 65 million euros, and we still had some of the team, we've still got some players there that we got from when we were in the Premier League. Obviously, we let Delap and Amari go. We brought in players like Matt Siwa, Rigeli, and all this lot. So let's just say some hellos. So we've got here Peter. Hi. I just want to say hello to these guys because obviously Peter, Luke, obviously Graham. Nice to see you. Suffolk Crunch, good friend of mine. If you like another good town channel, a guy who speaks a lot of sense most of the time. Suffolk Crunch, always a good one. Talking Town's another good channel to watch. Obviously, you got a few other ones there, but okay, the voice of reason, Trevor, you say. Wow, I don't know about that. I just say it as I see it. So I gets down to watch the game last night, and, McKenna bingo, what team is he going to put out? And, Kipre comes in for Greaves. And I don't get that one, if I'm honest. I don't think Greaves done much wrong. And I think this is where the problem lies. I think there's a lot of changes happening. I just don't, I'm not going to subscribe to this. It's we got new players scenario right now. For me, as I was saying a minute ago, the championship is probably the worst it's been for a long time. And when you've got the likes of Coventry absolutely running away with it at the moment, you can't help but think that, okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is that poor. You got Stoke, Middlesbrough, Millwall, all sort of up in there. Teams you wouldn't think would be there or thereabouts. Yeah, teams like QPR flying at the start. They lost today at the Scum, and and you think, right, we've spent a huge amount of money at this club, and you would think with the experience, so-called experience, let's get this right, so-called experience of Kieran McKenna, that we would be not tearing up this league necessarily, but we would be where Coventry is, and Coventry would be where we are. And the reality is we're not. I think there's probably one half of a game of football where I thought we played well. Probably Sheffield United. Because the rest of the time it's been very mediocre. Not the pound for pound brilliant, signings that we've supposedly made. And it's very frustrating. So one of the problems, Louis says, one of the problems with relegated sides is that we have gone into the season on the back of a torrid run, forming the end of which the Premier League last season, which was carried over into this season. Yeah, there was always a chance of that. But it doesn't help when you've got a manager, right? I remember the Mick McCarthy era, right? And Kieran McKenna's got the same stubborn attitude. He only knows how to play one way. I've said this before on the channel. He only knows how to play one way, and it's driving me up the wall. We had a piss poor season in the Premier League, and it's all very well saying, the Premier. You've only got to look at Sunderland. You get your recruitment right, you can do really well. I mean, they're fourth in the Premier League. And they're on the same amount of points I think they're close to the same amount of points as what we finished up on last season. For me, it's Kieran McKenna. For me, if I'm honest, God, I can't be careful how I say this because I don't want to lead with my head. I don't want to lead with my heart. I want to lead with my heart and my head. If we are not top six come Christmas Day, for me, Kieran McKenna has to go. And I mean that. There's no coming back from that. Because we've spent a lot of money and in some respects he's coming across very arrogant with the way that he is setting up, the way that we play, the persistence with the style of play. There's no changing of the way that we play. We no matter who starts, who's we have this one way of playing, and we have to mix it up. Oxford last night, they show McKenna how to win a game when you're not a great team. Let's catch up with some of this. People may not agree with me, but I have a feeling Kieran has lost some of the dressing room in the back of all this rotation. Some players seem unsettled. I don't know if he's lost the dressing room, but I promise you, if I was Jacob Greaves, if I was, I would be fuming. Jacob Greaves plays, right? That goal that Dave, that's their second goal doesn't happen. Leif Davies far too far up the pitch. Kipre too close, too narrow. O'Shea and Kipre together too narrow, allowing that space on that left hand side of our defence to be completely vulnerable. And Oxford got their goal, and they didn't deserve to win. But they were awful team. Trevor says, HMS Pistol League is dry dock waiting for a major refit. Is too technical, very stubborn. I agree. Plumber Man, shame we didn't get Ellis Sims. Graham Tate, absolutely, the Irish way. KM has bought poorly, hasn't replaced quality. We will be top six, but is that where we really should be? I mean, Coventry top. Lampard is awful. Look, he's got Coventry playing really well. but they are playing in a shit league. If you take Leicester City, my son made a great point. The season Leicester City won the Premier League was probably the poorest the Premier League has been for a long time. Hence why they won it. Because they become the most consistent team in that league. And they ended up getting the points they needed. And what's the name? That's not taking away anything from their win. But you've got to look at, you've only got to look. And it's the same with the Championship this year. With a squad like Ipswich, we should be second at least. Maybe even top. We really should. And we should be putting teams to bed like Wrexham. We should be putting teams to bed like Oxford. And we should not be losing them games or drawing games. And we are, like I said, people say, we win our game in hand, we go third. We can't win that game in hand. If you think you're going to Blackburn and getting 3 points there, you've got another thing coming. We haven't played well all season. One half of the whole season we haven't played well. We played well, and the rest we've just been absolutely dire. This persistent with playing out the back. The best player on the pitch for Ipswich yesterday was Walton, who I have to say has been brilliant. Jack Taylor coming in, done a brilliant job coming in. I think while he's may not well be the most gifted player, at least he does a lot more than bloody Kajus does, and he kind of suits Matasiwa. Now, obviously, look, he was at fault for their first goal. Christ, he's allowed to make a mistake. I'm not going to get on his back too much. And the reason being is, Morsey made mistakes and we didn't get on his back. And I just feel that Matasiwa has been one of our best players this season. He's really improved, but our problem isn't Matasiwa. It's the rotation of what's happening around him. Him and O'Shea are the only two players, and maybe Leif Davis, that are regular starters. Hurst has had a good start but the rest is bingo game. It's a literally Guinevere machine number one, or Lancelot machine number two on who plays. For me, Kieran McKenna is cost us points this season big time. Don't agree with you there, Luke. Premier League didn't ruin our club. I think the recruitment ruined our club, ruined our chances in the Premier League. Didi says, honestly don't think we'll go up this year. It feels like it, because obviously we've got, when we've gone all the way down, and let's be honest, there's a lot of away fans that went down there, including guys I get on with and stuff. That went down there and watched that, come away feeling what the I was absolutely stood there and I'm like, on what planet have we let them win this game? So the first half, we never had one shot on target. And this is the bit that really gets on my tits, right? Do you know what? Maybe he rotates because that's what he promises them match time and then get their signature. Well, that is bollocks. For me, that is not saying you're wrong, mine, but if that is how things are done there, that's bollocks. You play your best 11 every game, and then you make changes as you need them. You do not. This is not youth football. Not every player gets a game time. This is not youth football. This is professional, paid a lot of money players to play football. If you've got players that are in form, you play them. If you've got players that are out of form, it's their job to get into the team. Not one player at the moment has to earn his right to get into the team, because Kieran McKenna will play him regardless of whether he's had a good game or not. He has a good game, man of the match, gets dropped. Two players, Nunes, man of the match, gets dropped next game. Greaves, man of the match, dropped next game. For me, it's just absolutely mind-blowing why Kieran McKenna feels the need to do that. I don't understand it. And we can all sit here and say, oh, look, he needs to go in if we're not sitting top 6 at Christmas. I mean, we've got Coventry coming up, home and away. We've got Stoke coming up. You know, these are teams that are above us, and we've got to beat them if we are serious about promotion. And the problem is, right, this is the thing. As a coach right now, as a coach of a poor team, Oxford, whatever, any team, the way to shut Ipswich down is to stick 2 defenders on Philogene, 2 defenders on Igali, because I can tell you now what they're going to do. I can tell you what Philogene and Igali's going to do. I absolutely know what they're going to do. They're going to go on there. They're going to go towards going down the corner flag. They're going to turn back, get on. Igalli's going to get on his left foot, either pass it back and someone will put maybe and then pass it back across the midfield. I'll go to Jaden Philogene. Philogene will go and then he'll come back on his right foot because they're one-footed players. Neither of them can put a crossing with their weak foot. And you know, this is the thing. You know, what's wrong with swapping them? What is wrong with having a right-footed player on the right and the left-footed player on the left? Go down the byline. Go down the... William, big shout out to you, mate. Andy, I've got to agree. Akpon struggling for a goal. Not one of trying. He finally scores, then gets dropped. Absolutely. You know, so the thing is, you got a right-footed player, you go down the right-hand side. You take it to the byline. Okay, so you might get a cross. If you get able to put a cross in the box, that goes over as a chance to score. If you don't get the cross and it hits the defender, 9 times out of 10, that'll go out for a corner. You know, and if you're unlucky, it bounces off the defender and ends up hitting you and going out. But there's more chance of you getting a corner from that, which is a free cross or a decent cross into the box, than keep coming back on your left foot or your right foot, where defenders already know which foot you're going to go on, and putting a cross in that way. And McKenna has fucking ruined Leif Davis, right? He is not an inverted left back. Stop fucking around with his team. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but he has proper pissed me off on that one. Leif Davis is not an inverted left back. Let him play. He didn't break the championship assist record by playing his stupid inverted role. It's absolutely pathetic. There's no need for it. There really isn't no need for it. You know, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous to keep trying. You are not a tactical genius. I will stand on my head right now and say this. Kieran McKenna will never be a top Premier League manager while he has this stupid, stubborn way about him. He will never be a top Premier League manager because you cannot manage and change things around like he does. We are not Man City, we are not Liverpool, we're not Chelsea. We do not have that kind of quality to be able to do that. Arsenal, you know, we don't have that level of quality. So play to our strengths. Stop messing around. Let Leif Davis go on the outside of players. Whip a ball in. He got so many assists that season. You know, and it's really, really, really bugging me. Because the end of the day is, you know, to go to Oxford and lose a game to the manner we did, that dross, that football dross, it was awful to watch at times, awful. And I just think to myself, we had 10 minutes where we were like, yeah, look at it, we're up for it. It's like every one of them had an adrenaline injection before they went out on the pitch. And then suddenly, after about 15 minutes, they died their whole, can't run anymore, I'm knackered. Martin says, just feels like we're in the Lambert era again. Get possession rated up in our tippy-tappy passes in our own half. Then say, we dominate the game. I'm afraid he's taken as far as he can. I said this at the start of the season. I don't think McKenna will be here at the end of the season. I genuinely don't. I don't think this team on paper, I said the other night, this team on paper, player for player, is better than what we had. Under, better players than what we had. I'd say 90%. The difference between this team and the other team is that we had such a team ethos. We had a great leader in Morsey who didn't always do great things, but he led. And what we don't have is in O'Shea is, what? Oh, God. Oh, Ipswich, the only players that are doing this. What is with the fucking moustaches? They look like their eyebrows have slipped. Some of them, honestly, they look worse. They look worse than the bloody 70s porn stars. They really do. Terrible. It's laughable. Get rid of them. Stop bloody trying to do that shit and get on with playing with your football. You're the one, you're paid 10 grand a week or more. Christ alive. If you want to donate to charity, give the money. You don't have to grow a moustache to make yourself some sort of... Oh, yeah, I know it's Movember and it just winds me up. We don't need to grow a moustache to donate to a cancer charity. I do it all the time. So, I don't grow a moustache. I could. Probably like Father Christmas, how much grey hair I got. Davis does Dallas. Absolutely, Rob. Davis does Dallas, yeah. Jesus Christ. But the thing is, right, we can laugh and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, we're sitting 8th in the league, and I'm getting fed up of people telling me, oh, it'll all come good. We win our game in hand, blah, 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 blah. And the reality is, it's not like that, None of them players last night. Look, Max Sewa, he did okay, but yeah, he was at fault for the goal. He has to take it, so I'm not going to pull him out. Jack Taylor, I thought he was good for 60 minutes till he was knackered. I agreed with Didi. I did see a comment earlier. I did think that cheers, man. Shut to my cuppa. Davis does Debbie. Debbie does Dallas. Davis does Dallas. But yeah, so Trevor, actually right. Walton, man of the match. And this is the thing what will happen, right? I swear to God, I'll be shocked if this doesn't happen, right? You know what's going to happen now, boys, don't you? Right? Greaves got man of the match, gets dropped. Nunes got man of the match, gets dropped. Walton is having a blinder. Guess what? He'll get dropped. He'll get dropped and Palmer will come straight back in. You just know that's going to happen because that's what McKenna does. I get the feeling McKenna thinks he's untouchable. I think, he's so far up Ashton's arse, it's unbelievable. And these results, some of these results that we're getting, and we go to Hull, we play shit and we beat them. Right? I'm still waiting for a decent performance from these lads. Simone, hi, how are you? I'm good. What were you expecting? Straight back to the Premier League? Yeah, to be honest, with the money we spent. How are these so-called weaker teams not afraid to shoot? We take as many touches to get to the block and we try and walk it into the back of the net. Again, I agree. It's very frustrating. Simone's a Bayern Munich fan. Cool, you couldn't have been happy with the other night against Arsenal, could you? You're from Turkey, Shix, whatever his name is. Well, hi. I needed that. And this is the thing, if you've got a manager that thinks he's untouchable, it makes it very difficult. And he thinks he can do what he wants when he wants and how he wants. He's paid a bloody lot of money, a hell of a lot of money, to manage a team, and he doesn't even. It appears that he doesn't know his best 11. You know, we'll try Akpom in the 9, does well, scores a goal, and then gets dropped. James says, I'm a Middlesbrough fan. Sometimes game harder to watch. It is. Football is very frustrating. And do you know what, Didi, I agree. Why is Kilman not left yet? He's too comfortable. I think he's far too comfortable. R. O'Shea Nash is from Turkey. He's trying to hide them with his tash. I wouldn't call it tash. I'd call it an eyebrow slip, personally. I don't think McKenna's really that good. I think he got lucky with the squad. We got out of League One. I mean, realistically, with the players that we had, we should have gone out of League One. No trouble about that at all. Then, obviously, we go to the Premier League, but I think a lot of that was bounce back ability, where we had momentum from the League One, and we go straight up to the Premier League. Probably too soon. We have to understand we probably did go up there too soon, but I don't feel that we gave the Premier League a proper go. There wasn't a change of tactics. There was the same old. We brought in Muric, who's apparently doing quite well in Italy. And I bet Brentford are pleased they appointed Keith Andrews, not Kieran McKenna, yeah. But Kieran McKenna can do what he wants. He knows that. He goes elsewhere. He will be under control. He knows that. Yeah, Ipswich is comfortable. And I would like to see, look, I want Kieran McKenna to do well because he's given us a lot of memories. But when you spend that kind of money and you've got that kind of squad and you don't know your best 11, you're dropping man of the match performances for the next game. I won't have this bollocks anymore, right? Morsey played every game. Every game, near enough every game for us. Leif Davis plays near enough every game for us. Hurst is, right now, I'm getting fed up. Oh, we need to rest this player. We need to rest that player. No, bollocks. Matches Siwa has played every bloody game this season, I think bar one, where he got suspended. His heat map on that pitch is ridiculous, right? And I'll tell you something now. If anyone's doing all the running, he is. So the rest of the team, O'Shea stays as captain. So he plays because he's captain, doesn't get rested, doesn't get dropped. No, not having it anymore. Stop dropping players. Get a settled side, stick to it. And again, the weekend, last night, why did Kieran McKenna had to do his usual 70-minute sub? I didn't think we were playing that bad. I thought we got worse when the subs come on. Just leave the team alone. If we look like we're doing something, because we did look like we were doing something for about 10 minutes, it's like, Jesus Christ, just leave it alone. Stop tinkering. And Ranieri won the league with Leicester. End up losing his job there. And I think if McKenna doesn't sort this shit out by Christmas, he goes. Because like I said, Coventry, home and away, can't see us winning either of those games. Stoke are on fire at the moment. I know they lost today, but these are teams that don't have the kind of quality that we are supposed to have had with the money we spent. And my one more gripe. Jason, that bloody McAteer. Oh my God, what a waste of money he is. His first touch, gets on the byline. What's he do? Whack the ball across the box so hard, right? I genuinely felt that there was a 70-mile-an-hour speed camera sat there, and he's now got 3 points because that ball went past that speed camera like you wouldn't believe. No attacker was ever going to hit that. Never was ever going to make a tap in on that. It was ridiculous. I mean, honestly, that did 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. That really did. I mean, credit to lad, he can kick a ball, but my God, whip it across, fine. But to blast it across there like that, unbelievable. Honestly, I haven't seen a poor player like that since Jonathan Douglas. Le Pen, oh my God, who remembers him? Came on the pitch 5 minutes, took a free kick and ended up injuring himself doing the free kick. Absolutely. Plumber man, can we have a too big a team? Yeah, I agree. Leicester fans were happy when he went. You can see why. Well, I agree. I absolutely agree. Oh my God, he's so poor. I mean, Jack Clark weren't never poor, but it weren't working for him. But now, oh my days, I'm not having it. People saying, "Oh, making him a scapegoat and all that." He's a player. You should support him. No. At €13 we paid, 13 million euros we paid for him. Absolute waste of money. Leicester pulled our pants down. Absolutely, he's come here and he's stunk the place out, and yet he gets game time. Doesn't get my head round that. Right? Absolutely doesn't get my head around that at all. God, I just can't wait for Burns to get fit, because McAteer should never be anywhere near that first team. He needs to go out go and play in the under-18s, help win the Premier League, second division Premier League, whatever it is, because that's where you belong, mate. And you'd struggle to get in that side. Such a poor player. Don't see what he offers. For me, like I said, it wasn't a great game yesterday. As you can probably tell. We've got to change the way we do. There's nothing wrong with sticking a right footer on the right and a left footer on the left at some point during the game. There's nothing wrong with playing a long ball into the box, overload the box a bit and play a long ball and pick up the seconds. There's nothing wrong with that. Get down the byline, whip the ball across, get a corner, whatever. Just worry Burns will still have the pace. Look, I don't think Burns will come back unless he's ready. I really don't. That's a nasty injury he got. His mum is optimistic that he'll be back very soon. He's nearly there. He's been a massive miss for us. But if he comes in, McAteer doesn't get anywhere near that first team. But again, this is Kieran McKenna. We don't know what he's going to do. But it's, as you probably can tell, I'm pretty pissed off with the result last night. All them away fans went down there. Did you see the Plymouth game against Northampton? No, I will have a look at that afterwards. DD, no way will be in the Premier next year. Look, if McKenna just keeps a settled side and stop playing bingo balls with our team, and realise he's actually coaching adult football rather than kids football, then I think it will be all right. There is a team there. There was some things in the first half which I wasn't overly happy with. People giving Nunes a bit of grief, and okay, I can understand why they did, because he kept being kept going over to the right hand side of the pitch, which didn't help, because that meant we had no one in the 10 to really pick up pieces and create. Taylor was sitting too deep, and the second half he got further forward, which helped. I thought Taylor had some really good vision. He puts, he brought players into that were into space, but then what do? Run inside. Run inside. Jack Clark last night came on, and he was just poor, like Jaden was again. Jaden for me, a rich luxury player at times, has one good game out of three. He's just got to oh God, I don't know. But yeah, he's no Amari Hutchinson, that's for certainty. And come the January window, I don't know what the answers are. Because, if we're signing players like McAteer, then what the hell are we going to sign in Christmas? In the January window, what are we going to sign? In the chat, look, lots of people in the chat. Are you massively that you lost Delap? I'm disappointed we lost Delap. I thought I thought once he got his head turned after Christmas, he was off anyway. And that's the thing that's pissed me off about the club. They knew he was going Drinan. Absolutely, Graham. Get Aaron Drinan back, yeah. But we do need, I think we need another, look, Smodic injured at the moment. He's a big miss for us. Akpon's no 10. Would it be worth trying Ageli in a 10? Can't be doing no worse. Does McKenna have the balls to say McAteer was crap? Let him go out on loan like he did with Muric. I think McKenna thinks he's untouchable. I think he feels that he can do what he wants, and the club will back him. That's my opinion. I've just lost a little bit of faith, a lot of faith in McKenna. I haven't had it for a while, to be fair. There's something about the way that we're playing and the way that we played in the Premier League that says to me that, yes, we got promoted, but a lot of that was down to the team that we had. It was just unity like you wouldn't believe. It was that close-knitness that we don't have now. When the game's boring, I watch players individually, and I watched a bit of Hurst last night for 10 minutes here. Now I was watching Jack Taylor, and then I was watching, I watched Ageli. I watched, like I said, and there was times when there was a lot of messing, a lot of messing, sort of arguing, little bickery moments between players on the pitch. What are you doing over there? A lot of what's going on? You need to, a lot of negativity on the pitch. And Gifted says, who brings the unity? McKenna. Well, he's supposed to, isn't he? Supposed to be. Mike, next two, Stoke Coventry, how many points? 0. Can't see us beating both. I don't expect any points from them. In fact, I don't think we beat Blackburn. I genuinely don't think we beat Blackburn. I think they do us. I really do. Crystal Palace can beat Arsenal, possibly. Did you play yourself? As a footballer, I played a little when I was younger and that, but nothing. I had 2 fucking left feet. Let's be honest. I could play. I played right back a couple of times, holding mid. I just didn't have the engine for a holding mid. So, absolutely right. What Lampard has done with Coventry, he's got them not necessarily the best players, but what he's got there, he's got them together. He's got them joined together, and he's got them into a unity. So it's one of those, isn't it? But there's a lot of failings. Really. We've had some results. There's no getting past it. People were jumping on the bandwagon after we beat Hull, but the reality is we still haven't played well when we played them. Say hi, Sophie. Hi, Rob. Bottom line is we've signed too many average players. Not enough. Excuse me. Not enough decent ones. Hence, he can't settle on the side. Have we signed average players? Well, if you look at on paper, we haven't. I don't think. Agelli ripped it up in the league before. In the league, where did he come from? Holland, didn't he? Ripped it up there. Smodic banged in goals for Blackburn. Akpom banged in goals for Middlesbrough. You know, Hurst has never been a prolific goal scorer, but he leads from the front. Do you know what I mean? Jack Clark ripping it up with Sunderland. I just think we have a lot of individually good players, but I don't think certain players suit the way we play. I think if we had a different manager with a bit more roundness with his management style, with the way that we set up and the way that we play, a little bit more tactical rather than we're going to do this one way with plan A, with plan A, with plan A. But just different players. I think maybe we'd be a lot higher. But that was a big loss. Yeah, he's gone. Again, he's still very raw, still learning. Yeah, I can't disagree with that, Trev. I think there is. But, you know, you've got to add more to your game than cutting back in on your strong foot, you know. My boy Daniel, you know, he's left-footed, but he can still put a... Are you available in Jan? Jesus Christ, you'd need paramedics on the pitch if I was on there. Big Mr. Tumble. Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. So, where do we go from here? We were humbled last night at Oxford. We had a poor result. I blame some of that on McKenna. I really do. And I think that I wouldn't be too upset if McKenna left, but I wouldn't be too upset if he stayed. At the moment, he's got till Christmas. The next 4 games will decide whether he stays or goes. I think. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I've always wanted Rossini to come in. I think he's a good manager, but never mind. Leaves. When he dies, Steve Cooper. No, not for me. Steve Cooper's not for me, I'm afraid. Chelsea won't beat Arsenal. Don't be delusional. Arsenal are better than us. They are systematically structured. I don't think you can write off Chelsea. I think they're a very good side. They put Barca to the sword, so, you know, but the one thing Arsenal have that the rest of the squad, the rest of the teams in that Premier League don't have, is they have strength and depth in every area. And that, you know, they have right across the back, backups that are all pretty much the same quality. Midfield, same quality. Forwards, same quality. And they're recruited brilliantly. Oh, excuse me. I agree. Top sickle bus come Xmas. That should be the agenda. Look, come when are we playing back? On Tuesday? We could all be singing a different tune right now. I could be sitting here going, wow, that was a great performance, you know. But for me, McKenna's on thin ice. He has been for a while for me. And again, Trevor, I agree. I said this. Sunderland are proving what can be done. There was a lot of like, oh, Sunderland are crap. They don't deserve to go up because they were playing not so great football, but getting results. Well, look at them now, 4th in the Premier League, and they're improving. You get your recruitment right, you do all right. You know, I'd imagine their manager's a bit sought after. God, I've got to stop yawning. It's been a long old day. I've been at work all day. So, but it's all down to how we go in the next few games. I think we'll find out. come Christmas where we'll end up. I think if we're in the top 6, I think there's a good chance we could go up. But we've got to do better. We've got to be playing better, and we've got to be a little bit more. We've just got to do things a little bit differently. Stop trying to go through these teams. Yeah, do you know what, Trev? Honestly, mate, I've been up since 4:45 this morning, mate. So, yeah, I'm a little bit knackered. I worked all day. Didn't get back till, 20 to 7. So, yeah, it's a hard old job. But that's about it, really. I can't think of anything else to say other than it was a piss poor performance, made worse by the way that we play. Not enough creativity, not enough quality from so-called quality players. And we are struggling. We haven't played well for a while. We've had a few good results. Was you digging the roads? No. But it's horrible. It was horrible. It was shambolic. And the worst, made worse. Yeah? Fucking Norwich beat QPR today. So it was like, we lose to the team that they drew with, and they fucking beat QPR today. I heard there's an open top bus parade for them tonight for beating QPR. So, if you're there at Carrow Road, you might want to go there. I heard it and all that, go up there, sing, oh, we beat QPR today. Woohoo. Still 5 points off relegation, no, aren't you? United fan, do you think McKenna is going to get the sack? No, I don't think he'll get the sack. I think Ashton and McKenna are so far up each other's arses, I don't think they will. I think the only way McKenna goes is if he finds another job or gets offered a job that he can't refuse. I think he's far too comfortable here. He's spouting a lot of crap at us every game now when we're not doing well, not being realistic, not being honest with the fans, saying, look, yeah, this is on me, because it is on him, totally on him. 6 changes this game, 7 changes that game, 4 changes for that game, 8 changes for that game. He is not a tactical manager, and it's really starting to show. Rob says it's already in the trophy cabinet, Mike. You know it is. They've got that. They've probably all been up the stairs, got their trophy for winning against QPR, mate. You know how it is. But if anybody can find the ball that McAteer kicked across that 6-yard ball, I think it's just past. I think it's just past that asteroid. What do they call it? I think it's Oh yeah, there it is. It's going past the moon. I think it's still travelling. So anyway, that's my massive moan tonight. I've given you nearly 50 minutes. For those who've watched, you don't agree with me, that's fine. I get this. You did more than 90 minutes, yeah. I get that, my opinion is not always necessary everybody else's, but at the end of the day is, would I take Ten Hag? No, I would not. But the end of the day is that Suffolk, bro? Yes, mate, I'm a Suffolk boy. Before you go, mate, what is the name of your team? Ipswich Town, buddy. Ipswich Town. I love him. I've been a fan since I'd take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Absolutely, I would. I think he's got more about him than McKenna. But anyway, that's me done. That's my little rant. Whether you agree with me or not, it's up to you. You can all take the piss and that in the chat. It's what it's there for. I think, like I said, so where are we? Let's go and have a quick look at something. I was going to mention something else, actually, and I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. See, this is what happens. So, yeah, Tuesday night, Blackburn. I don't expect us to beat them. I think the next 3 games I think the next 3 games we get 0 points. If I'm wrong, then that's a bonus, the way I look at it. I think our first point we might get will be at Leicester. I think we might get a point against them, and I think we get 3 points against Sheffield United. So I can't see us beating Blackburn. I can't see us beating Coventry, and I can't see us beating Stoke. But we might get 1. We might get 3 out of all them. But let's see. United fan. Right now we are 8th in the Championship, my man. Yeah, we're not doing that great. Not do teams like Oxford. Do you know what? We deserve it. We deserve Norwich fans to give us shit, and we deserved Oxford fans to give us shit for that result last night. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go up for the playoffs. That's just a fucking lottery, mate. Honestly, don't want to go up for the playoffs. Don't agree with the playoffs. Never have done. I think it's just a money-making scam. I really do. An extra 2 games, extra 3 games, isn't it? You know, at the end of the season. So, but IHS, how you doing? Anyway, I'm done. 51 minutes. That's me done. I'm the Fisherman. This is my club, Ipswich Town. This is Fisherman's Blues. Like, subscribe. I want to hit 50 likes for this video. I've had a rant. You've had a good giggle at me, some of you. That's me. Until next time. Tuesday night, maybe. I'll probably be Wednesday night. Probably be Wednesday night. Glory, glory, Ipswich Town. Absolutely. But until Wednesday night, when I'll probably do another live about, obviously, the result against Blackburn, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. All the best.